Informed consent is a medical malpractice legal term of art that talks about the disclosure of the risks that a provider must explain to the patient before they engage in a course in treatment. For example, if you're going to have surgery, the surgeon is required to describe and explain to you and advise you on the various risks of that surgery. And the legislature developed or created the Texas Medical Panel, Disclosure Panel, and that panel came up with and evaluated all the various procedures that are performed and came up with the risks for those procedures. They also came up with a list of procedures that do not require disclosure. And so if you're on the list A that requires disclosure for that particular treatment or surgery, then those risks must be disclosed to the patient. And if those risks are in writing and signed by the patient, then it's a rebuttable presumption that the patient did receive proper informed consent. On the contrary, if the physician did not document those risks and have the patient sign it, it's a rebuttable presumption that the physician did not obtain an informed consent for that surgical treatment. Is there a situation where informed consent is not required before but is expected afterwards? I think by definition, informed consent is usually done beforehand. I think once the treatment is done, I don't see how the informed consent can be effective because it's after the fact. Now there could be, what you may be getting at is proper discharge instructions or post-recovery instructions where you need to be able to explain to the patient what to expect with this recovery. That might include, for example, a patient who has undergone cardiac catheterization where the physician may be required to talk about the importance of taking medications, for example, blood thinners. If that does not take place and the patient does not take blood thinners, then there could be a high risk of clotting based on what procedure was performed. And so maybe you're talking about proper discharge instructions that are similar to informed consent, but it's for the discharge care.